the board who is here. Everybody does an outstanding job. And we need to keep moving forward to make the center a bigger, better place and keep serving our community.
Luke está dando las gracias por venir y está dándole el reconocimiento a la mesa directiva que también está acompañándonos. Varios de los miembros están aquí y les quiere dar el agradecimiento por la contribución que ellos hacen al centro y por poder con nosotros continuar con el servicio que el centro da.
And truly, the Spanish Community Center being a non-for-profit, it cannot function without volunteers, whether it's the board or whether it's people from the community coming in to give their valuable time to make sure that the center keeps the doors open and keeps functioning. The dedicated work that goes into this place in terms of making sure the food pantry is stocked, making sure the building is taken care of as best as possible, and making sure there's everyday tasks are completed at the center. It's something that could never happen without the volunteers that come from the community. And tonight's a night to thank the members of the community for giving their time tonight. Because as I said, the center doesn't keep their doors open without the community. The center does ask for your hours, but we also ask for your word to spread the word about the community center, about the daycare that is here, about the immigration services, about the food pantry. So not just giving your hours and your time, but talking to your friends and letting them know about what a great place this is and how without that word being spread, the center has difficulty functioning. So we need the word to get out. We need it to get out more about our services. So in terms of your hours, we thank you for that. We also want to thank you for your word. To tell your friends, tell your family about this center. Because as I said, it doesn't function without your hours, without your help, and without you spreading the word of what happens at the center.
See if I remember everything you just said. That's okay. El centro, siendo un centro comunitario sin fines de lucro, es muy difícil de mantener. Simplemente no es fácil sin la ayuda de los voluntarios. Y la ayuda de los voluntarios es esencial, no nada más en las horas que invierten en el centro, pero también cuando hablan del centro y de los servicios que ofrecemos aquí, cuando abogan por nosotros al decirles de los diferentes servicios como la guardería, como inmigración. Sí tenemos la despensa de comida, food pantry, despensa de comida, para ayudar a la gente de la comunidad. Y si ustedes no dicen, hablan a las demás personas del centro y de los servicios que ofrecemos, también inmigración, sin esa palabra de ustedes, nosotros se nos dificulta más seguir haciendo el trabajo que hacemos para toda la comunidad. Así que gracias por la ayuda que nos dan en sus horas que invierten y también en su palabra, en el hablar de los servicios del centro. Bueno, con eso vamos a pasar a comer. ¿Alguien más? A menos que alguien más quiera decir algo. If this is it, you can go and eat unless somebody else say something. Howard?
Just we want to let everybody know towards participating tonight. Just introduce some of us.
Okay.
I'll have the board to stand up and introduce themselves so our community can see who is
Está pidiendo, nuestro miembro de la mesa directiva está pidiendo que la mesa directiva se ponga de pie y se presente. If they can introduce yourself, if the board members can introduce yourself so the community and the volunteers know who you are. So, por eso, Howard?
Howard, right? I'm State Farm down here, and I've been a volunteer since 1998, and happy to serve the community.
Marge Franchini, been on the board for 7-8 years or so, and very involved in, thank you for all those who volunteer, because that's what we live for, is to help the community and help the center as much as we can. Thank you.
Enero, Vice President, and also on the board for several years about now. So thank you all for everything that you've done, and thank you all for continuing to be a part of this beautiful, wonderful center.
I'm Lisa DeLucio Murphy, and I've been on the board since 2009. Thank you all for being here tonight. I really appreciate everything that you do in terms of your volunteer work. It's much appreciated.
Tony Jarisha. I've been on the board for about 9 years. I see a lot of friendly faces here. And I'm just happy to be involved in this a whole event down here in the community.
Good evening. My name is Elizabeth Guzman, former executive director, former board president, and currently I rejoined the board almost a couple years ago. So it's my pleasure to be back. Me da mucho gusto regresar a la mesa directiva. Hace 20 años serví como presidenta de la mesa directiva y como directora del centro. Como acabo de decir, lo más importante siempre es que nos apoyamos uno al otro. What I hope to, the feeling that gets conveyed tonight is that we support one another, not only as volunteers, but also as future leaders of tomorrow, because I do believe that there is so much promise throughout the Hispanic community. And I'm very happy to see folks like Mr. Evans, folks like Mr. Zelman. So I hope at some point we do introduce the other members that are out in the community and staff and volunteers that accompany us tonight. So thanks everyone. Muchas gracias por acompañarnos esta noche.
Muy bien dicho. Very well put. I can't say it any better. No lo puedo decir mejor que ella. Me llamo Oscar Vergase, however you want to say it, como lo quieras decir. Llevo un año con el centro y es maravilloso lo que veo, lo que hacéis todos, lo que tenéis en el corazón, what you have in your heart to volunteer para la comunidad. Y muchísimas gracias. Thank you very much.
My name is Yvonne Bolton, and I've been privileged to be a board member here for a couple years. And I have to say that it is a privilege to be here. I have loved everything that I've done here and hope to stay here as long as you guys will have me. Me llamo Yvonne Bolton y considero esto un Sí, muchas gracias, señora. Mi español ya no es tan bueno como mi inglés, pero me da mucho placer estar aquí y les doy muchas gracias a ustedes que nos ayudan porque me da mucho placer todo lo que hacemos aquí para ayudar a la comunidad. Y una cosa que les quiero decir, yo espero que este año que venga, este año nuevo, que Dios nos bendiga a todos. Muchas gracias.
Hi, my name is Joe Paris. I'm a new member. Apenas tengo menos de como 6 meses con el board members. Y quiero decir que gracias para todo lo que hacen ustedes para la community. I just want to say thank you for everybody.
My name is Rob Hamilton. I've been on the board since 2009. I'm partners with Lou Ganson and our law firm Hamilton Nansen. I just want to say it's been a privilege to be on the board and an amazing experience to be a part of what goes on here. And obviously, thank you to all the volunteers who help keep this center going. It's been a privilege. Thank you.
Yo se llama Stuart Ferreira. Mi español es muy malo, pero mi corazón es puro mexicano. Continuing a tradition that we figured it out the other day. Mi padre, 40 años pasado, 40 years ago, my father was president of the Spanish Center Board. He was firm, and those of you who know him, he was firm about the Mexican community coming first, always, and always giving back to the community. So we're continuing a tradition. As a matter of fact, my grandfather, Ramon Lopez, he helped build the old Carmelite Church. So we go back quite a long ways, and I've always thought it amusing when in mixed company the conversation comes up about the undocumented and whatnot, and I say, hey, my family's been here over 100 years. What are you talking about, Pilgrim? But nonetheless, I've been on the board, and I'm also a founding member of MAC, Mexican American Coalition, Will County, and we have, in many of our efforts, tried to support the Spanish Center. We've had fundraisers, gave the Spanish Center money when we felt it was definitely necessary, like when they had problems financially, and also with the Mexican parade, when they didn't have the money for the police, we contributed also money for that. And I think one of our proudest accomplishments, and it's because of Joe and Bellman and John Gomez, and I don't see Jerry here, but some of you know that they've started a baseball program that started out with about 20 people, boys and girls. Last year it was over 200, and we're expecting to go get bigger. And just like many, many years ago, Mexican families are coming out there, watching these games. We've had them almost every day of the week, and it's for our community and a very proud accomplishment. Because again, there's a lot of volunteers in it, and it means so much more to the children when they see their fathers and their mothers out there watching. Even if they're at the level where we have to tell them to run first base after they hit the ball. But it's funny, it's family, and it's good, clean fun for the kids. And it's a definite alternative to being out on the street. Anyway, so thank you very much. And I'm also running for circuit court judge. I had to sneak that in there because it's just a social, informal event. Okay? Thank you very much.
We have a former board member here who I would like, if you would introduce yourself, please, former board member. Sure. Yeah. You were one of us at one time.
I'll tell you what, normally I'm not one to shy away from a microphone.
Tell me about it.
I told him I never saw a mic I didn't like. But it's always a pleasure for me to come back to the Spanish Community Center. I started my journey in public service to what has brought me here, what I'm doing today, was at the Spanish Community Center. Started as a board member, worked my way through, and then served as the board president for several years. Worked with the Toys for Tots program. It's one of my greatest memories. Is looking at the list of the names of families, and then kind of in my mind imagining what this 8-year-old boy would want to play with his 6-year-old daughter. They're some of my greatest memories of being at the Latin music festivals. For 3 days, setting up, doing all the things that we did, setting up the kids' stage when we first started that. And from that, what I've learned is that things don't happen unless you make them happen. We are they. When people talk about what they should do, that's us. You know it is, isn't it, Mark? Isn't it, Howard? It's us. It's we who need to take our ideas, join other people who have those same ideas, to provide opportunities and options for our families that live in this community. To also provide them with exposure and experiences will make them know that hamburger is not always as good as filet mignon. See, because until you've tasted it, you don't know. And many of our families, and I grew up in public housing, Mr. Belton, you probably well know in Fairfield, they call it the Hill. You know, in a single-parent family household. I grew up around drugs, alcohol. Some of my best friends are murderers and thieves. These are people I grew up with. But what I had was opportunities and options. I got involved in wrestling, got involved in track, got involved in boxing, band, everything Mama could pay for me to do. She made it so I could escape poverty. But the only thing that will separate us from poverty is education. I've looked at everything that's out there. The only thing that's going to get us out is education and a strong faith in God. When things go wrong, to know that they can always turn around. And it's going to take people like us. Folks who do things and don't expect anything back, because we're giving back because we got so much when we were younger. Somebody helped us, and now it's our turn. It's our time to do the work. And not talk about what should be done, but to do it ourselves. I was just recently elected to the Joliet Township High School Board. I laugh because knowing myself in high school,
Oh boy,
to know now that I'm actually on the high school board is amazing, and it's an amazing journey. It says where somebody who came from a single parent who was poor, double O, poor, could do in this same town. And my passion is to work with young people who are just like me. To work with people on both sides of the bridge is so important to me now. The reason that I work with the Spanish Community Center, the reason I do work with United Cerebral Palsy, and the reason that I do work with Easter Seals is that I want to be inclusive. I need to know that everybody is reached. Not only that I talk to the African American community, but the Hispanic community, to the Caucasian community, so we can come together under one cause, and that's for good things. And to talk about those things that we agree upon and those things we disagree upon, let's just leave that to the side. We want our kids to have a good education, don't we? We want them to have a good opportunity to get a job and to move into the middle class. We want them to have a home. We want them to move out. And those are things that we have in common, and those are things that we should rally around and continue to rally around. Mi nombre es, I'm going to tell you everything I just said. Mi nombre es Ronaldo Dalet, I viví en El Paso, Texas, por 6 años. So I had to learn how to speak some Spanish. Mi vendo carros y trucks en aseguranza de vida por 6 años. And that's about it. If you say anything to me, I can't answer. I can sell you a car and some insurance in Spanish. I probably do that. But I look so forward to moving forward in Joliet. Last night, as we listened to our president and where his heart is at, and really wants to do early childhood, that's all about what the Spanish Center does here. He's all about early childhood, immigration reform. He's all about, those are things that we can agree on and that we need to come together around. Our leadership is elected by us. There's a sleeping giant in this town. It's called the Black and Brown Coalition. There's a sleeping giant in this town that needs to be in the room when decisions are made. They need to hear, people need to hear what our opinions are. If we're not in the room, we can't be included. So it's very important to us that are 50 plus to identify young people, encourage them, mentor them, point them in the right direction so that the next generation will be in the room. We've got more people in the room than we had before, but you've got to be in the room. It's got to start early. We need people to get excited about running for the grade school board. We need people excited about running for the high school board. We need people on the city council that knows what our concerns are and that'll speak for us. We've got to have a voice or we're not in the room. You got to get in the stadium to even see the game. Then you got to get on the bench to get in the game. We've got to get in the stadium. We've got to get on the bench. We've got to get in the game. We've got to come together under our common unity. The things that we have in common, our common unity, our community. We'll come together. We all sit down at the table and know that we're going to agree to disagree. But we're going to talk about those things that we have in common, and that's our kids. They are the future of our community. We've got to mentor them. We've got to spend time with them. We can't just plant a seed and leave it. We've got to go back and take out the weeds. We've got to grow them up. It's our responsibility. This is our community. These are our kids, and it's our responsibility. Thank you.
Thank you. Who's going to translate for Dale? I'm sure you guys don't need a translation. Estoy segura que no necesitan una traducción de lo que acaba de decir Dale. Pero sí entendieron la palabra comunidad, quiere decir común y unidad, ¿verdad? Que todos estamos aquí para ayudarnos unos a los otros. Y con eso pasamos a preguntas. Muchísimas gracias. ¿Hay alguien más que quiera decir algo?
It isn't so much, what I'm hoping is to be able to identify our volunteers. Before we leave, so that way, whoever needs to leave, but I'd like to know who's here from our volunteers.
¿Quién está aquí de voluntario, de que ha sido voluntario con nosotros? Who has been around here? I know we have some of our staff here, but then everybody else right here, and tables also around here. Todos los voluntarios de pie.
Si nos gustan dar sus nombres.
¿Quieren dar su nombre? ¿Quieren presentarse?
A ver, Cena, está entre familia.
Mónica Nieves.
Ok, usted trabaja aquí en la guardería.
Sí, pero también es voluntaria.
Ok, volunteer and daycare assistant. Ok, great.
También fue voluntaria primero.
Ok, very good. A ver, ¿usted? Sin pena, es ok.
Sin pena.
Excellent, y su equipo está aquí. What's your name?
Derek.
Derek, welcome. Thanks for coming. All right, move it on. A ver, usted?
My name's Karina. I was here to help out at the Latin Festival.
All right, yo. Thanks, Karina.
Nada más.
All right. ¿Quién más? A ver, voluntarias.
Lourdes Morales, voluntaria.
Gracias.
Gracias, bueno.
Yo me llamo Miguel Tapia, me siento tan contento de haber llegado aquí, conocer toda la mesa directiva y nos sentimos halagados por ser mexicanos, ¿verdad? Como dijo aquí el compañero, y sabemos que hay una fuerza grande entre nosotros mexicanos y nos sentimos que sí tenemos un poquito de ayuda en el español aquí. Y gracias, muchas gracias, y para lo que yo pueda vivir, aunque sea muy mínima la cosa, estoy para ayudar. Gracias.
I'm Elizabeth, and just volunteering here.
What do you help out with?
The receptionist position.
Thank you.
Thank you.
La princesa con mi cultura voluntaria, estoy segura. ¿Verdad? A ver, introduce yourself.
Mi nombre es Lisbeth Calderón. My name is Lisbeth Calderón, and I was a queen for this year for Fiestas Patrias.
My name is Marcela Villa Gomez, and I was the second runner-up for princesses this year for the Fiestas de Reinas Patrias.
Wow, I can't even talk. My name is Sonia Munguia, and I volunteered here as much as I possibly can, and thank you for giving me the opportunity, because I got a lot. I owe the Spanish Center a lot. They helped me out a lot.
Thank you.
And I read to the kids at Christmas time for the last about 8 or 9 years.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Berenice Sanchez, and I'm so happy to be here and be part of the Spanish Community Center.
My name is Christian Gianotti, and I help with the Abriendo Puertas program. And I'm also
Parent engagement.
Doing the tax, doing taxes, and many other things that should help.
Mi nombre es Javier García. Quiero agradecerle al Centro Español de que, gracias a ellos, terminé mi GED. Gracias al comité, a todos ellos, el servicio que nos dan. Si nosotros pedimos, hay que buscar la oportunidad y abrir esas puertas. Nosotros, claro, es para superarnos. Y muchas gracias. Thank you very much for the opportunity to bring us to be better on life and everything. Once I finish my GED, I feel better and I can do another stage.
Yep.
My name is Alicia Melesio, and I started volunteering and I did the golf outing, and I think I'll be coming around a little bit more now.
John Gomez, I volunteer golf outing, family fiesta, and whenever Elizabeth needs me, she knows she can call on me anytime.
Story.
Oh, geez.
It's a very short story, but it has to do with the Toys for Tots. Because we did Toys for Tots, and we got a call on Friday, before Monday, before Tuesday, Christmas, and John was here helping us, and they called us if we wanted more toys. So on Friday at 1 o'clock, I asked John if he could go pick up more toys, and they sent us another 800 toys instead of 200. So I took that Toys for Tots list, and we did all 400 and some children all over again. On Tuesday and Monday, we did the entire list. We gave most of the families their toys. We were here the day before Christmas Eve till 10:30. And John said, give me the keys, I'll go get them. I'm gonna go now, I wanna be there on time, give me the map. And that's what it takes, you know? And let's get it done attitude. Thank you.
Probably one of the oldest volunteers at the Spanish Center here, because I've been volunteering since the end of World War II. I'm always willing to help, and I try to do my best. Thank you.
Estoy muy orgullosa de que una cosa de que me interesó en mi vida con él es el amor a la comunidad, el amor a las personas, el amor al trabajo. Y creo que estoy aprendiendo mucho para ser después otra voluntaria.
Martha Suarez, and I work with Rancho Repelling Ford. I also have the wonderful privilege to be Elizabeth's sister. I, myself, our entire family benefited from the generosity of the Spanish Community Center 38 years ago. And obviously we've never forgotten that. And I know for myself that it's my passion, my drive, my conviction to always be out there advocating for all of the benefits that the center has to offer the entire community. So to me, it's not work. It's just a wonderful thing that I can, a little bit that I can do to help and be an advocate for the center. Thank you.
Before we head to the table, which is long overdue, I just want to say that the Spanish Community Center is the United Way partner agency, and that our speaker today was Mr. Hennessy, Mike Hennessy, the president of United Way, and he could not be here with us. But he wanted us to give you all his message. Thanks for volunteering. Thank you for your generosity in the United Way campaign. He wants to remind everyone to promote and to participate in those campaigns at your places of employment or at your own business. We cannot do this by ourselves. The United Way cannot do this by themselves. And they're coming on hard times just like we all are. So please keep them in mind.